Morning everybody, Duncan here at the Golf Centre. I'm going to run you through September's results. There's quite a bit to get through, so I'll skittle along as quick as I can. This is our website, stowmarketgolfcentre.co.uk, and the bit you're interested in when you get to the home page is this one. It's scores and results, and when you click on it, it gives you well, I'll read it to you. It gives you to enter your scores for the current monthly medal or Stableford. Click there. That opens up a page like this, and when you've done your card for the October medal, which automatically enters you for the Winter Eclectic, Break 40 and the ladder, the date, it says submit one card during the week starting Monday the 6th of October, and you would simply Bob Housecat. Yep, Bob Housecat. He started his round on the 1st, and he went 4, 5, 3, 2, 5, 6, 3, 2, 4, and he went in 34. And at the end of the week, we collect all those scores and we publish the results. So Bob Housecat would be quite impressed with his performance, I think. Right, we'll go back to the page. Where's the page? That's there. So that one there is how you enter your competition scores. For members only, really important, members only, there's a link to book your tee times there, and it looks like this, and it says tee booking sheet, and this one here is important. People overlook it, but it says golf course open, and if it's wet, frosty, cold, whatever, and we have to shut it, we write closed in there, so golf course closed. So we'll have to remember as the winter comes to check that in the mornings, rather than me receiving 150 phone calls and texts when I'm trying to get my beauty sleep at 7:30 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, no time in the morning. So this is today's date, Thursday the 25th. You'll see 8-minute intervals. If you see two names just in blank with no colours in the box, then they are members. If you see them in green, then it means they're visitors, and when they pay we turn them blue, so then they're paid. And today I've got 4 people here playing a match, so I've just coloured them in yellow just so I know they're here. Another 4 there playing a match. That's one of the knockouts, the mixed pairs. And that's how it runs, 8 minutes through the day, all the way. You can write your name, or you can be a little more creative and write something like the Yags if there's a group of you, or the Vets if they're either vets or they're really old. I think could be both, could be neither. And then GITG is get into golf, so I've got a beginner's class at present. So they're playing golf after their lesson, and you just fill in the gap. So you just click on a box and you type in. Well, let's go with Bob Housecat. So Bob BHC he'd write in there. And if you're going round twice, if Bob was going to play twice, he would realise 2:08 would be his first tee time. He's probably going to take an hour and 10 minutes, let's say, and he'd book a tee time again at 3:12. That would be his 2 tee times booked in. That's there as well, so you can book your own tee times. We have an events calendar which is largely out of date and redundant, and then we have the September medal, September Stableford, the race to September, the ladder, the latest handicaps, and my video. And I'm going to click on the September medal first, and our winner in the medal, and the medal is a simple format. You just keep account of your shots. So May Mins went round in 42. May had a starting handicap of 19, which the computer deducts and leaves May with a net score of 23. Now you know par is 29, so May was 6 better. So May was expected to do 48, and May did 42. So May's handicap will now drop from 19 down to 13 as a consequence of her good play. So in a medal, the lower net score, the better. So May played better to her handicap than, say, Jackie played to hers, even though it was only by 2. But this is how we put you in order. So if I was to whiz down the bottom quickly and see Kathy, bless Kathy, had a 47. Not Kathy's best day, but Kathy is a highly decorated golfer, of club champion of the ladies variety, and has been round, I'm sure, in as low as 30 and 31. But today it was just not Kathy's day. Maybe just stubbed her toe getting out of bed. Who knows? It can be anything. So 47, take away the 6 is net 41. So that's 12 shots too many for Kathy's handicap. You know what it's like, folks, when it's just not going. It's just not going. So the consequence is Kathy's handicap increases from 6 to 7. So that's the worst that can happen. Your handicap can go up 1. So that's the September medal. You can have a little scroll in there and see what happened to your handicaps. The Stableford in September, played in the third week of the month, beg your pardon, is a points-based game. It's on the same format. You still write your scores down, and according to your handicap, you should be scoring around 2 points per hole. So 18 points is what you should do to your handicap, and you can see from Derek Irish down, these people, he started at 10 and he ended at 10, all the way. Dave Jordan started at 4, finished at 4, and that's and this is how you accumulate points. It means that you can score a 17 on the first hole and you just don't get any points, and so you can recover it on the second hole by getting a good score and getting 4 points. It's a much more forgiving game. It's much more suited to higher handicaps, and you tend to see, like you can see the handicaps here, it probably rewards the higher handicappers slightly more than the lower handicappers, just a bit more forgiving. Nonetheless, you've still got to play your golf. So Ed Monaghan, he beat his handicap by 5, and he won the September Stableford, and his handicap drops from 12 down to 9. He was closely followed by Buddy and Carol, and then Pete, Mary and Richard. Some good scores. Anything sort of 19 and above constitutes a handicap drop. And if you've scored a reasonable enough amount of points, then we don't change your handicap. I think we end up working down, yes, here. So if you've scored 14 points or less, and we don't very often find Martin Reuter down here, I will say, then your handicap will increase. So Martin's handicap went from 0 up to 1, and that will be true of everyone below that line, that their handicaps will increase by 1. Haven't quite scored enough points to maintain their handicap. Now the medal and the Stableford, they behind the scenes, they go towards this little event. This is the Race to September, and this is the key line here, the number of competitors. If we take the April medal, this runs for 6 months, I should say, between the April medal and the September Stableford, which is why it's called the Race to September. And then 92 people played in April. Now Sue Stammers on our leaderboard would have finished on this leaderboard here, this one, the medal is this one, would have beat, there'd have been 90 how many players, and she'd have beaten 85 of them. And that's how that works. So every person you outscore on that ladder, you get a point. Now we have now completed this, so we've now played the 6 months. The end of September has arrived, and you can see Sue has scored extremely well all the way through. I think this 24 out of 100 is probably the low point, 31 out of 101, but across the board, I mean, generally speaking, at least halfway, quite often in the top half a dozen, 10 scores, and a cracking good accumulation of points to get 785, and that's a really big total, and well deserving of being the Race to September champion for the year. So many congratulations to Sue. I think Sue also won the Ladies Club Championship Handicap Prize, so it's been a real bumper year for Sue. Sue narrowly pipped Mary Hughes, who again finished strong. Might rue this 13 points in September here, the medal. I think a decent one there, because there's quite a lot of people played in that one, so probably needed, what did it need, 48 points to win, so she'd have needed 61 out of that. So you can look back on these things and say, oh, maybe I shouldn't have gone on holiday in June. Wayne, probably another one, started with a 4-pointer excuse me, and finished with a 4-pointer. So, but I think Wayne sits in the middle there in a little gap. He had sort of 20 points above and 40 odd points below, so I don't think Wayne will be too heartbroken by that. And we see some familiar faces here, people that are generally regularly competing. Jim Gooding, Sheila Ashman, completing a 3 out of 5, 3 out of top 5 for the ladies, which is good. Ian Ogden played well. You've got Lynn in particular missed 3 of the events at the beginning of the year. That could have been a bump up the leaderboard. And it gives you an idea. If I scroll right down to the bottom, you'll get an idea of how many people are handing in cards, to see how many. So we've got down to 188 people have submitted a card in the last 6 months. Not bad. It was over 200 last year, so more of you need to get in the habit of putting your cards in. And just to recap, you play the medal in the Stableford and your scores are automatically entered into this. So this little competition rewards 2 things. It rewards regular attendance and it rewards consistent play. And I think Sue deserves that trophy, and many congratulations go to Sue. What's next? This is the ladder, right? This runs through the same events. This started in April, I think. I can't remember. And I set you the challenge in February or April of beating 39. And every month we went forwards, I lowered the target by 1. So in the September Stableford, medal or Stableford, I challenged you. Those people that had already sort of continually beaten the previous score, I asked you to just score 34 or better. And these people here, there's only 8 of them left, and you can recognise some of the names. Andy Steggles came second in the champs. Dave Jordan, 4 handicap. Chris, I think, is the same. Probably Graham as well. The other Graham's down there as well, low handicap. Martin on his 1, Nigel on a 2. Ian's low handicap. These guys have now got to try and shoot 33 or better. Excuse me. 33 or better in either the October medal or the October Stableford, and to make it into the next round. So as the months roll by, the challenge gets stiffer, and as soon as have I written it at the bottom? No, as soon as you've been knocked out, you're out. You can't come back in. So that's good scoring for those people there. They've done well, and the challenge goes on. So they've got 2 goes to get 33 or better, and I think that's all of them that is. Now we're at the end of the Winter Eclectic. Another competition starts, so now's a really good time. Another 6 monthly event. It's called the Winter Eclectic, and also I think Break 40 starts this month as well, which is another event. Now is a really good time to start handing your cards in. The next competition week, as I'm sure you eager beavers picked up, starts on no, that's the wrong one. Monthly medal starts on Monday the 6th of October. So any time during that week you can submit a card. You need to be playing with someone who can verify your scores. You don't need to book in, you just need to decide for yourself, this is the round I'm going to play. And for better or for worse, please remember that if you have a poor one, you still should hand it in, because you'll still pick up some points, and that matters in some of these games. And your handicap, your general standard of play, will fluctuate up and down, so it's important that you do put your cards in, and your handicap should sort of go up and down like a wave as your form goes up and down. And then you either bring us the card and we type it in, or you do it yourself in the way I've described today, and then you sit back and wait for my video and the results, and you see where you did. And please remember, golf, as always, golf is, and if I take you to the oops, a daisy, that's my computer. If I take you to the latest handicaps, golf is simply a game of you versus your handicap. These are the current handicaps. So if you take Adam to Rabi at the top here, Adam goes out knowing that par is 29, 15 is his handicap. Adam together is 44. Adam together, that's clever. It's not clever. Is 44. So when Adam tees off, Adam's just trying to beat 44. Adam's not trying to beat Adrian or Alan or Alison. Adam's trying to beat 44. And golf is always you against you, and this is the way we record the scores. It's just your way of comparing your progress to others, but sincerely, really, you're just out there to play your own scores and beat your own targets. And I know you might say to me, I'm not competitive, it doesn't really matter, but I know you are competitive. You all get grumpy when you hit a bad shot or go around in 59, so please don't tell me you're not competitive, and please get in the habit of putting your cards in. You'll be a better golfer for it. The only caveat I have with this is that if you play Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you can't pick the best one. You need to decide before you tee off which is the one that's going to count. And equally, if you play twice round, you can't decide afterwards which one's the best one. And equally, if you do a really bad one, you can't decide not to hand it in. You must put it in. And this all relies on your trust, as the whole of golf does. And I've met some reprehensible cheats over the years at golf, some really noble people who are rotten golf cheats. So I don't chase you too much, but just know that at the end of the day, as with all things, when you cheat at golf, you are just cheating yourself, nobody else. There's me accusing you all of cheating. That's not really what I'm up to. I'm just trying to create a level playing field for you all to play to.
Right, so that's probably me done today. Thank you for bearing with. I don't know how long that's been, probably too long, but if you've got any questions, as always, ask, and remember, 6th of October, start putting those cards in. Lots of love, all the best, see you soon, bye.